Hey y'all, it's JR, your certified high performance coach, coming at you today with a heavy heart. I woke up and heard about the California shootings. Yet another shooting here in our awesome country. Normally I'm my, high energy self, but today, I'm coming at you with a heavy heart. And I want to talk specifically to parents today. Granted, what I'm about to say, anyone can learn from it, but I want to specifically tug at some parents, because when I saw that news this morning, I immediately started going in man, what's going on with this country? What's up with all these guns? How is this happening? I was going into that mode, and I caught myself. And I said, no, wait a minute. You have young kids. You're constantly around teens and people who are hearing about all this stuff. What could you do? Instead of just feeling, this helplessness, I went into the mode of what could I do? And two things came to mind, especially for parents who have younger kids, who, like my kids, are already getting into the Nerf gun mode and wanting to shoot each other all over the house and balls flying everywhere in the house. And we're getting crazy because there's so much to clean up. In the video games, the kids are starting to get old enough to play the video games. And look, I'm not going to get on the video game or gun soapbox right now. No, I'm here today to teach you two things you can do to make your kids more aware of what they're thinking and what it could do to affect them, and being more aware of what others around them are thinking. And specifically, I talked to my son today, and my son's 7 years old. And I said, hey, did you hear the news? And he didn't know. And I said, well, there was another shooting today. So, of course, being the 7-year-old, he started asking me all the questions about it. And I said, hey, buddy, you know the story about the little engine that could? And, of course, he recalled it. He's at that age. And I said, what did that engine do? When he couldn't make it up, when he was struggling, what did he do? And he said, I think I can. And immediately I told my son, I said, look, man, what we say, our brain processes. So that engine kept saying, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And guess what happened in the end? He could. It's the same thing that's going on in our homes when our kids are saying, hey, I'm going to shoot you, or I'm going to knock you down, and pointing guns and stuff like that. I just made him aware that what he says has an effect on his brain. So the more times he says something, the more the brain registers it as, hey, this may need to happen. Now look, parents, again, I don't want to overreact here and say, kids, there's no place for Nerf guns in the home or video games or anything like that. No, don't hear what I'm not saying. What I'm saying is we have an opportunity to teach our kids that what they're saying has an effect on their brain. And what does our brain, what factor does our brain have in our day-to-day? It pushes us to do. It registers things that translates into action. So I urge you, parents, I don't know if it's right to discuss this particular incident in your home, but there's instances where your kids are saying stuff that's alarming, that you have a chance to actually tell them, hey, look, do you realize what you say could actually translate in things you do? Which leads me to point number two, is making our kids more aware of what the other kids are saying around them. For instance, again, same child of mine, 7 years old, who came home and said, Daddy, one of my friends talked about, he had a dream, and then he came to school and he was talking about like shooting his mom and just like crazy stuff that you and I as adults are going, what the heck is going on? But I use that as an opportunity to, for him, but also to share with you. I asked my son, I said, hey, son, do you think that's right? And having talked to him about how what we say can translate into action, I talked to him. I said, hey, think about this shooting that just happened. I said, you think he might have been saying over and over again that he wanted to shoot people and that, possibly, right? And he looked at me, he's like, yeah. I said, well, look, we have a responsibility. We could let people know when we're hearing things around us. And I told him, I said, if your classmate is saying stuff like that, what do you think you should do? And he immediately said, I probably should talk to my teacher, Dad. Exactly. Look, we're not trying to raise tattletales and, having kids just working this fear stuff in their head. No, but let's face it. Just like adults, if we see something that's off, that doesn't seem right, it's our job to say something. And I just feel like in 7 years old, I'm sorry, he's old enough. He gets it. Us parents, we need to stop being helicopter parents and stop trying to protect our kids from so much stuff when in reality, we could be teaching them key lessons in life and key lessons that may prevent further incidents, tragic incidents like this. So parents, help your kids be more self-aware. Help them just process things more instead of run from them. Help them process things more by having the tough conversations with them. Step out and encourage yourself. I know it's scary. Trust me, I was freaking out. Like, should I say something to my son? Is he too young? But then I thought, no, if I'm not the one teaching my son a key lesson in self-awareness and awareness about people around them, then who is? I don't want to leave my kids' lives to chance. I don't. So, look, I urge you, I encourage you, you're awesome. Let's pray for and let's think about all those victims, those lives that were lost today in California. My heart goes out to everyone in California, all those families, those first responders. But parents, let's step up our game here. Let's really give ourselves an opportunity to pour into our kids. That's all I got today. Again, sorry for the down energy today, but my heart's heavy. My heart's heavy because not only for the California victims, but also because I feel like more and more parents, like myself, need to be stepping up our game. So hey, keep living that life of victory. You're just one win away from living more joyfully, leading more intentionally, and winning more consistently. So keep pursuing that life of champions.